Namaste. So we can start. Namaste. नमस्ते सतीश भैया। महेश भैया कहाँ है? दिखाई नहीं दे रहे। आप म्यूटेड हैं। आप म्यूटेड हैं।
नमस्ते भैया।
नमस्ते नमस्ते। बढ़िया।
हाँ, महेश
महेश
भैया आ
जी
रहे
भी
हैं, बस
ठीक है?
रास्ते में 10 मिनट में आ
अच्छा
जाएंगे।
अच्छा, ओके ओके। भैया पॉइंटर। नाइस। So we can go over the assignment. Yeah, this assignment we had taken. Not working here. This assignment we had taken about observing these 16 components in our dialogue or debate or argument. How we have come to apply all this? Have we ever applied all this? Or how do we apply all this? So the 16 categories are प्रमाण, प्रमेय, संशय, प्रयोजन, दृष्टा, दृष्टांत, सिद्धांत, अवयव, तर्क, निर्णय, वाद, जल्प, वितंड, हेतवा, भाषा, छल, जाति, निग्रह, स्थान. Okay. Has anyone done this? You have done. Oh, please come and share. So you can see some examples here. So for example, if you look at the praman, means of valid knowledge. So seeing fire on a hill and inferring it that it is due to, it is hidden somewhat. Yeah. No, nothing. I'm just placing it. कहाँ पे कर रहा है? Sometimes it's working, not working. Sometimes. Battery we have changed. Huh? Ah, yes. Ah, yes, fine, fine. Yeah. Yeah, in fact, it is written the other way around. It should be seeing smoke on the hill and inferring that this is due to fire. So this kind of logic we might be using. Then prameya, object of knowledge, knowing the self as the distinct entity from the body. Then doubt, is it a man or a tree standing far away? Purpose, investigating fire on the hill to avoid danger. So the motive behind an action or inquiry. So what is the purpose? That is prayojan. Dristant is example. So for example, where there is smoke, there is fire. So whenever we are talking to someone, we try to give some example. Then Siddhant is established conclusion. Fire causes smoke and this is accepted universally. So it becomes a kind of principle. Then members of syllogism, avayav. So there are multiple components. There is fire on the hill, it is a proposition. Because there is smoke, reason, therefore the hill has fire. Conclusion. Then hypothetical reasoning. If there were no fire, how is smoke present? Right? Ascertainment, deciding it is a man, not a tree, after close observation. So ultimately, the conclusion that is coming with certainty. Discussion, the philosophical dialogue between teacher and student. So whatever we discuss. Wrangling, argument aimed at victory using tricks or fallacies. So this might be used at times. You know? Even if we are aware that I am not right, we try to win the argument by using false arguments. So this could be the case. Then cavilling, so refuting an opponent without establishing one's own point of view, only denying the other's thesis without proposing any. So just proving the other as wrong without saying what is right. Then fallacy of reason, false or misleading reasoning that appears valid. There is fire in the lake because there is smoke. Now we know that there cannot be fire in the lake. Okay, but still pushing that there is fire in the lake. Then quibble, chal, misinterpreting an opponent's statement deliberately, twisting words to mislead in debate. So somebody is saying something else, but picking some part of it and misinterpreting it and then raising your voice and arguing, and all this can happen. Then sophistical refutation. So using false analogies or arguments to refute correct reasoning, claiming smoke is not always from fire because dust also looks like smoke. So something like a false analogy. And finally, the point of defeat, or let's say point of agreement. The point where a debater is considered defeated due to error or inability to defend. Staying silent when questioned about one's own argument. So finally, accepting that yes, your point is true, or finally coming to some conclusion that yes, this is fine. Yeah. You have done this assignment, Didi? Now, have you picked some example from your own experience? Yeah, please come.
Yeah, I was able to relate certain things.
Yes.
Talking about this pramana, which is being very much used. Say, for example, if I happen to see
You can
some.
come here in front of the camera. Make sure that you are visible in the camera. Yes. you are
If
visible.
I happen to see the footprints,
Ji.
okay, if I happen to see the footprints, we used to have cats at home. And if I could see some kind of footprints, particularly mud, right, when it bounces from the garden into the dining hall, I could make out these footprints, right? So this comes under this paramana, right? Pramana.
Yeah.
And I have another thing, like, since it is a kind of an apartment where we have 6 houses, right? 6 families living together. Sometimes the family that resides in the first floor, they switch on the motor. And when it the tank gets filled up and when it overflows, the other house, they are very particular about it. They cannot bear the overflowing of water, right? The sound. So they come and turn off the motor. And this fellow will come and shout at them, I am the one who switched on the motor, and why you? Because I'm coming all the way. And they try to tell them, like, no, it started overflowing. That's the reason why. So where can we fit this actually? Can we say it is a baseless argument? Baseless, because the tank started overflowing and this person, right, he wants to save water, he doesn't want to get it wasted, right? So this fellow, first person, the person who is residing very close to the motor, right, first house, he switched off. So this fellow says, like, I'm coming all the way from the first floor and you are switching off. Why you have a kind of an urgency? So this is something which very often happens.
Yeah, so this is simply as we are discussing.
And when this fellow starts talking about, like, giving some kind of reasons, like, then the other person say, what is our social status? I'm the general manager of SBI Bank. So they start relating to the status also.
Yeah, that is Vitanda.
Right.
So the Vad is actually happening earlier.
Baseless argument. Vitanda is a baseless argument.
Yeah.
Okay. And okay, I'm from a Brahmin family. I'm living in a place where we have 2 different sects of this Brahmin family. And one group actually worship both Vishnu and Lord Shiva. I come from that. There is another group group actually prays or goes to the temple only where Vishnu is being worshipped. But then they proudly say that we don't go to Lord Shiva temple, we don't. But I have seen them coming to Lord Shiva temple. And when they happen to see me, they want to just run away from my sight.
Yeah,
I don't
telling a
understand.
lie.
Like this is actually, should it be like a Nigrahastana?
What?
Where
No,
the
not
point where the debate is
that would
considered.
be chal, quibble.
No, where I say like, no, I don't want to follow allopathy, but then I take allopathy medicine. Where do I fit that into?
Yeah, so that is telling a lie basically. I am using allopathy, but I say that I do not use allopathy.
The point where the debate is considered defeated due to an error or inability to defend.
No. Finally, Nigra is that you settle. You accept
Okay.
that I am wrong. That is
Okay.
Nigra.
Okay.
Yeah. Using false analogies maybe or arguments to refute correct reasoning. So, for example,
I say against it, but then I follow
yeah,
it.
yeah,
I
yeah.
don't.
I am criticizing allopathy, but I am taking allopathy.
Yeah, exactly. Where do I
And
fit that into then?
so that would be jati, sophisticated
Ah, yes.
refutation.
Okay. False analogies.
Yeah, yeah,
Comparison.
yeah.
Okay. And this pramana, most of the time we do it. I
Yes.
was encountering like, what is the one thing that we go with? We usually go for validating the information what we have.
Yeah.
Sometimes even when we receive some kind of information from Insta or from YouTube, right? I don't want to pass it on to others before validating whether this information is right or not. Because if I do that without validating the information, I will also be part of that group.
We can study
Spreading
this
false
further. I am not a
information.
master of this, but I am saying that these are various components of the arguments and we can locate.
Yeah.
Sometimes during, we'll say some debate happens in the family and you start arguing with the other, right? Even if you are able to feel that you are at mistake, but in place of talking about your mistake, you are trying to prove the other wrong. Picking some incident from the past, picking something from here and there, right? Using false arguments or tricking the other in the argument.
Exactly.
All these things may happen. So we can locate actually
yes,
where we are going wrong.
And even yesterday we were talking about this body mind. I was just relating to one of the incidents that happened in my class in the earlier institution where I worked. There was a boy in my class. He was behaving in a very abnormal way. Abnormal in the sense we were able to make out when he started repeatedly asking the same question again and again. So once I stepped into the class, it was civil engineering. I said like, Tuesday, you have to submit this assignment. So he stood from the place and he said, Tuesday, ma'am, Tuesday, ma'am. He was repeatedly asking. I was wondering, yes, I made it very clear that you have to submit it on Tuesday. Then again, he said, ma'am, Tuesday, is it after Monday? Then I was confused, like, then I said, okay, fine. It is after Monday only. You check the week. Then I came out. Then all the faculty members who were visiting the class, they started complaining about the boy. And then even the students started. Since I was a head of the department, I need to take a call of this action. So what I did was before even I called their parents, because it's a kind of a sensitive issue. When we talk bad about the student, right, children, or the word to the parent, right, they'll not be able to take it. So I do not know what I have to do. Immediately, I checked with one of the psychiatrists, counselor. So he said, like, ma'am, if the same thing is being repeated by everyone, complaint, you call the student and then talk to him personally. And if you find there is some kind of abnormality, then you can take action on it. Then I called the boy and then I said, like, what is that you want to do? And I started making him to talk freely about what he has got. Then he said, like, he loves to do some other program and he has been forced to do this civil engineering because, his parents loved him to be seen as an engineer. He is totally against it. And then, okay, fine. He was very cool in answering these questions. I was feeling like, he was quite okay when he's able to open up his ideas and thought. Then I found like, then he suddenly, irrelevantly, he asked me a question, do I need to go to church? I was wondering like, why he's asking this question. Okay, I said like, if you want, you can go to church also, nothing wrong. No, my mother says that I have to come to church, but my dad says that I had to go to temple. He doesn't allow. Then I slowly started getting into the problem that they have. Parents got interreligious marriage, right? One is following Christianity, the other one is following Hinduism. And now there is a kind of a clash. This boy actually was not led to practice any of the thing because of the clash between the parents. So he got mentally upset. And the another thing is, since these two people are working in BSNL office, one is working in BSNL office, the other one is working in some other government sector. So they want him to be in a boarding school. So he was with the parents. He's the only son, and he was spending a lot of time with the parents. But suddenly, during his class 8th, he was taken forcibly into the hostel. He was not able to accustom. He started crying a lot to be back. But parents said, like, you have to be in the hostel, and he was forced to be in the hostel. Then he learned to accustom to be in the hostel with the boys. And when he started getting accustomed, he was forcibly brought back to home. So this is a kind of a transition where the two transition he was not able to accept. All these he started opening up to me when I started listening to him. Only thing what I did was, whatever you have to say, please tell me, let me listen. And then after that, I could understand something very abnormal. He shook hand with me, and then he did not leave my hand for a long time. He was shaking my hand, and then he did not leave. I could understand something abnormal. Then I said, you go to the class. Again, I spoke to the counselor. Now he said, you call again the boy after some time and ask him to write A to Z, and then ask him to draw some diagrams. Then I told him, like, please come and start writing A to Z. He was not able to write. He missed some of the alphabets, some of the letters. Then I said, okay, draw triangle. He took so much of time to draw triangle. And he said, is this triangle? Is this triangle? Then I could understand that there is some serious issue. He started doubting his own knowledge. He was not sure about this first one, Praman. Then I called his parents. I spoke. They were quarreling with me. They were telling, how come you say like this? Because he is a boy from CBSE. We have given him good education and all these things. But I do understand, like, when they were talking, like, I called father and mother separately. I was talking to them. Then they started discussing about certain issues at home also. He was behaving in a very violent way at home. He was behaving. So then what happened actually, when I started showing, like, he was not able to write A to Z. He was not able to draw simple geometrical diagrams like circle. He was not able to do. So his mind is completely disturbed. Then I spoke to them, showing all the proof. Then he was asked to the parents were advised to take him to the hospital. Then they took to some of the counselors, psychiatrists. He was given a lot of treatment, and then he became so violent. And then they started tying him, right, with chains at home, right? All these happened. One day, without the knowledge of the parents, he broke, and then he came out of the house. He came all the way running towards the college, and he started getting into the class. He was sitting with the other class students, disturbing them. Then we have to give his photograph at the security office, telling him not to allow this boy. Immediately we call the parents. So all these kinds of things happen. Abnormal behavior, which I want to say, because yesterday madam was telling, all these are the root cause of the self, I guess, because we were talking like body is the instrument. Body cannot do anything without the support of the mind. So yesterday madam was telling, I was telling that the cause is something which is within self. This is my understanding from my personal experience.
Fine.
Thank you.
Certainly. So he could not have the right feelings shared by his parents
Exactly.
and maybe by friends also. And
So any kind of abnormality that happens on the body, it is not the problem with the body, it is a problem with the self.
basically, like, there could be some ailment in the body also, but in this
so.
case, it is the self.
Self.
Yes. In this case, for
Thank you,
sure, it is the self. Yeah.
Thank you, sir.
Nice. Any other sharing or reflection or question? How about the assignments? Vidya ji? Anyone from this side? Yes. Okay. How about the next part? Didi has prepared. Please come. Comparison of the various philosophies, no, that we discussed yesterday. Okay. Anyway, that would be a revision for everyone. In fact, I can see that after every 5-6 years, there is a severe change in our living. So there was a time when this computers appeared. Then after that, this MS Office appeared. Okay, our whole way of working changed. Then this internet and Google appeared. Again, the whole way of working changed. Now, during like 10 years back, if you see, smartphones came. Right. Again, our way of life changed. Now, during the pandemic, I saw that Zoom and all such platforms appeared. And now this ChatGPT is there. It is completely changing our way of working. Nobody is writing anything now, just taking from ChatGPT and modifying a little bit. So that kind of trend has appeared. good thing is that now you don't have to use your time documenting certain things. You can do the actual stuff that is there. Yes, please come. Now, very soon they are saying that in the classrooms, the teachers will not be recruited, robots will be appearing, and they will just be reading the book, the way it is written, and the students will try to decipher what he is saying, looking into ChatGPT, responding.
Even using the chat gpt, like we need some skill, like based on our query only it will give
Yes,
the
yes.
content. We can tune the answer based on our question.
Yes.
Huh? Mic is on only. I think without mic I can reach till last. So coming to the yesterday assignment, like comparison with the different darshans, yoga darshan, nyaya darshan, vaishishka, purva mimamsa. So human psyche, based on yoga darshan, its inner consciousness controlled through mind and body. Based on nyaya darshan, it's a reasoning and intellect. And vishishika, it is a reality of reality grasped through categories of existence. And purva mimamsa, it's fully based on rituals oriented mind shaped by Vedic duties. And the second question is determinant of conduct of human being. Based on Yoga Darshan, it is discipline and self-control. And Nyaya Darshan, it's logical thinking and valid knowledge. And Vishishka, it's understanding natural laws and atomic reality. And Purva Mimamsa, it's performance of prescribed duties because they follow the rituals and all the predetermined things they follow. So then full potential of human being, based on Yoga Darshan, it's a realization of uh, Keval. I couldn't.
Kaivalya.
Keval, yeah. Okay. And Nyaya Darshan, it is attainment of true knowledge leading to moksha. And based on Vishishka, it is liberation through perfect knowledge of categories. And Purva Mimamsa, it's attainment of worldly prosperity and heaven. And next one, the prominent problems with undeveloped psyche. Based on Yoga Darshan, it's restlessness, ignorance, attachment, sufferings. And Nyaya Darshan, it's doubting, ignorance, wrong logic. And based on Vishishka, it is confusion about reality and attachment towards material. And Purva Mimamsa, it is neglection of duty, wrong rituals, ignorance of dharma. And the next question is process of developing a psyche. And based on Yoga Darshan, it is practice of Ashtanga Yoga. That is the eightfold disciplines they are following. And Nyaya Darsha, it's a cultivation of reasoning, debate, inquiry. And Vishishka, it is analytical study of substances and qualities. And Purva Mimamsa, following Vedic and rituals. And sixth one, expression of developed psyche. Based on Yoga Darshan, it is calmness, concentration, and self-realization. And Nyaya Darshan, it will be clear reasoning, wisdom, freedom, um, freedom from
Ignorance.
ignorance.
A good thing is that Didi has written, not that
No,
just taken print out.
honestly speaking, it's not written by me; it's written by my sister. So that's what handwriting problem. Then sixth one, Vashishka, it's a correct understanding of reality and detachment. And next one, Purva Mimamsa, it's righteous conduct, proper rituals and performance. Next question is applicability to life. So the Yoga Darshan helps in stress control, meditation, and holistic health. And Nyaya Darshan helps in the way of improving logical thinking and decision making. Vishishka is encouraging us and encourages scientific and rational worldview. And then Purva Vimansha is promotes social order and moral responsibility. And next one is limitations of various darshans. Um, the limitation of Yoga Darshan is overemphasis on renunciation, difficult discipline. And Nyaya Dasha is too intellectual, less focus on emotions. And Vishishka, very materialistic, neglects spiritual devotions. And Purva Mimamsa is ritualistic, less emphasis on inner realization. So there is no part of me in this. It's fully
No, basically the seventh and eighth point you have to make out yourself. It's not ChatGPT that will decide.
yeah.
ChatGPT doesn't have to decide for you. So you have to write yourself. Other are simply coming out of the theory propounded there. But 7 and 8 is your subjective experience. Yes. That is fine. Anyone else?
I will tell seventh and eighth only.
Okay, yes. Please come.
Interpretation. ஒண்ணு கேட்டாங்க. So let me tell how these darshans were or are applicable in my life and what was the limitation that I found in this. So in Nyaya Darshan, so the applicability in my life is I always trust right karma can be done or gained through right knowledge and doing right karma is dharma. So that's what my interpretation here, but attaining that right knowledge is the starting point. That's very difficult because lot of theories are there in this life. It is very difficult. And next
Talking about Sank. Talking about Sank.
Nyaya Darshan.
Nyaya Darshan. Okay.
And next is Vaisheshika. In that, so I trust that karma makes us to be reborn in this world. So that's my view. And attaining Shanti, that's the ultimate aim. So the path is unclear, and we are all not so much accustomed, or we don't know how to do it. And next is Purva Mimamsa. I didn't have any find applicability in my life, but the limitation is more emphasis is given on rituals, and we practice rituals without knowing its meaning. Every ritual has a meaning. It is always connected to the self only. We are not actually we are so much keen in following only the rituals. We are not even trying to understand what is behind it. So that's the major limitation. And the next one is Mimamsa. In that, I find that I go with the Madhvacharya. So bhakti is a way to eradicate ego. So that is how I found it's applicable. But a lot of conflicts in the way of bhakti margam. That's actually diluting the notion of bhakti. So that's my idea. And then regarding Yoga Darshan, so lot of klesas are there in our life. So dissolution of that klesas will definitely helps us to gain more clarity in understanding the self. The limitation is following yama niyama may sometimes dilute the real darshans. So this is my observation.
Nice. See, one common limitation could be that given our level of competence, we are finding it difficult to reach the highest state. So That would be a common limitation.
We are talking about Veda,
Yeah.
right? Talking about the Vedic rituals. Most of them will say, like, Vedic rituals are difficult to understand, right? I happen to see a kind of a quote where it says, like, science without religion is blind. Science without religion is blind, and religion without science is lame. So there is some kind of calculation even in this Vedic ritual. And we can also relate to this rebirth as what she said, karma, which continues. Right. When we travel into this epic Ramayana and Mahabharata, we get to know, like, why King Dasaratha need to undergo such kind of sufferings.
See, the
No.
basic point is whatever is happening or whatever you do will have some impact.
Exactly.
Positive in some way, negative in some way. Even if, let's say, some crime is taking place, then one may say that yes, this is making people live more carefully, isn't it? So everything will have some impact, this way or
Exactly.
that way. What we are saying is that what would be the right way to reach the state of realization? So should I be depending on something else, some past karma, somebody's grace, or some kind of ritual to live happily, or I can be happy by myself through right understanding, right feeling, right? So all these things may assist. For example, whenever you may feel stressed, you may go for entertainment, right? Watching some kind of movie, some video, some listening to some song. Okay, so that may also relieve the stress. Watching some this comedy show, so this may also relieve the stress. But that cannot be the sustainable program for happiness. Similarly, multiple things can help us get rid of problems at times, but they are only temporary solutions. And many times they become escape routes. So for example, one may not be having the definite conduct, but spending half an hour every day, right? Just to say that, yes, I am the sinner, I am the wrong person, but not correcting oneself. What good will it make in relationships, in the organization, in your participation? What good will it make? It will not make any good. So everything is going to have some impact this way or that way. But we are saying they may be either temporary solutions or they may be escape routes, isn't it? So like we met one person who used to get stressed, and somebody has suggested him that whenever you get stressed, then you start making circles on the copy. So all the time he will keep on making circles and he will fill so many pages because that was engaging him, right? But this is our escape route kind of thing. If you have stress, look at the resolution for the stress. Yes.
Yeah.
So all those measures can be used. But I am saying that we can utilize all this, but this is not going to be a sustainable solution, not going to lead to continuity of happiness within the self. So we have to look at the actual program. That could be taking me to the highest potential that I have. Nice. So this is just an illustration that we can also reflect on these points, how we keep on arguing with people and what kind of argument does it become by using these components of the argument. Yes. Now we'll discuss further. Okay, how many of you did exercise 1? Anyone who did exercise 1 at home? You have to do for half an hour. No one? Not getting time. Fine. Yeah, we're discussing Uttar Mimamsa yesterday. The pointer is there now. Pointer. That was put on charge. Okay. Yes. Nice. Thank you. So the philosophical system of Uttar Mimamsa does not have a specific founder, since it is a conglomeration of 3 different schools of thought, namely Advait, Vishishtadvait, and Dvait. The philosophical system of Uttar Mimamsa is otherwise called Vedanta. All the 3 schools of Vedanta have different teachers. So Adi Shankaracharya is the head of Advait system of Vedanta philosophy. Ramanujacharya is the architect of Vishishtadvait. Vishistadvait system of Vedanta, and Madhvacharya is the head of Dvait system of Vedanta philosophy. Shankara called the world illusionary as a result of Maya or delusion. So Maya causes the illusion akin to the cognition of serpent on the rope. A person gripped by ignorance says to see the substratum of the universe. So this is something that we discussed yesterday. Not seeing the reality as it is called Maya. So when it is being said that the world is Maya, it doesn't mean that the whole world is illusionary. The way you see the world is illusionary. The world is real, but you are not able to see the reality. You assume it's for something else. For example, assuming human being to be the body, assuming physical facility to be happiness, assuming getting attention to be respect, assuming sensation to be the source of continuity of happiness. Now, this is all what is being said as Maya, isn't it? And Brahm is the substratum of the universe. It is not seen due to illusion of Maya. So, I am not able to see the Brahm, right? The all pervading, because certain things which are limited, temporary, are holding my attention. I'm not able to prioritize my object of attention to see the Brahm, the all pervading. Shankar calls the universe an illusion and the Brahm or the supreme entity as truth. Everything around us is adventitious of the Brahman, Brahm. Into a Brahm, all creation goes. Deluge is the ultimate condition during which the Brahm withdraws all its creation onto itself. Now we can leave this open, whether something is going to happen, pralay kind of thing, may happen, and this may all be there or not. So we can see what is being said here in the Uttar Mimamsa Darshan. So Ramanuja advocated the Vishishtadvait school of Vedantic thought. It is a qualified version of monism and hence called qualified monism. So Ramanuja differs from Shankara only a little in the sense that he considered the Jeev or the individual soul as the entity different from the body and is infinite in number and cannot be one with the supreme as long as it is confined with the body. So he is saying that there is not one Jeev, there are multiple. With every body is associated the consciousness, right? And they have to be one with the supreme, the Brahm. And it cannot be the one with the supreme as long as it is confined in a body. Now, being confined in a body doesn't mean that you leave the body. It means that you are assuming yourself to be the body and you have to come out of that assumption. Madhvacharya, the founder of Dvait school of Vedantic thought, says that the jivas or the souls can attain liberation through bhakti and grace of God. Now, this is another way of looking at things. It is important to note that all the three teachers accepted Vedas as a valid means of knowledge. Now, we can take all this as a proposal and try to see how the continuity of happiness can be ensured. Whether this works for me or that works for me, that is up to us. So we can take it as a proposal, an open proposal, and keep on verifying for oneself. Now, let us look at the core issues. So, nature of the self, that is Atma, and consciousness. So, Atma is pure consciousness, eternal and unchanging. It is distinct from the mind, that is Manas, Man, intellect, that is Buddhi, ego, that is Ahankar, and senses, that is Indriyas. In Advaita Vedanta, Shankar says Atma is Brahma. Consciousness is the only reality. It's non-dualism. So that's how it's called as Advaita. So basically, Atma is the same as Brahm. That is being said here. Aham Brahmasmi. And consciousness is the only reality. Right? In Dvait and Vishishtadvait, Atma is real but distinct from Brahm. It is dualism or qualified non-dualism. Now again here, as I was explaining yesterday, so what is being said essentially? Now how come there are two distinct ways of looking at it? How come the views are so different? So one can see that, now for example, this chair. Does this chair have consciousness or not? Yeah. So when I'm able to see the consciousness different from material, I'll say that this doesn't have consciousness. But this has activity. Okay. If someone tries to explain that this activity is by virtue of coexistence, submergence, one may try to explain this also as Brahm, isn't it? So whether you are looking at coexistence or you are looking at the consciousness or looking at material, that is all that matters. In fact, let me open that diagram that will explain further. Okay, this is not here. Okay, 1.1 is not here. That diagram of existence. Yes, yes. Okay, भैया. Better. This is something that we have discussed earlier, right? Now, when you are looking at this coexistence, the whole existence has coexistence, right? That this is one. The whole existence is coexistence. So this will appear as one, Advait. Now, when you look at space and nature separately, then this is Dvait, right? Or you can look at consciousness and material separately, and then the space separately. So how you are looking at it, whether you are placing consciousness, material, and space separately in your proposition, or you are putting nature and space separately in your proposition, or you are putting coexistence, the only truth, as the proposition. That is to be made out. Now we can see that all of them are talking about the reality. They are talking about space, they are talking about consciousness, they are talking about material, right? Now all of them put together is coexistence. So that becomes Advait. Space and nature put together becomes Dvait, isn't it? Is that part clear? So on the face of it, it may look completely different, right? But when you try to interpret it rightly, then you can see what they are trying to say. Any question regarding this? I will explain this, otherwise I'll move to that part.
Bhaiya,
Yes.
in some of the darshans we have seen, atom or anu is also a part of the self. That's how it was told. But can we infer that after knowing all of these darshans, this is one of the valid proposal that is
Yeah.
very close to us? Can we have understand it like that?
Yeah. So that man is being called as anu, there, right? So it is a small component. Like that, it has been placed. Now, when we study Madhyav Darshan, we'll see that this consciousness has been placed as again as an atom, right? A constitutionally complete atom, and it has subatomic parts. So the mind is one subatomic part of this atom, according to Madhyav Darshan. Now again, that subatomic part can also be called as an atom. right? And then you can call this as a anu. The self can be called as, or consciousness can be called as anu. So it's only a matter of terms that we are using. So it is a constitutionally complete unit, and it has components. One component is mind, that is man, right? One component may be intellect, one component may be something else. So that's how it is being placed as Parmanu there, atom there. Now again, we can use the word Anu to denote the consciousness, or we can use the word Parmanu to denote the consciousness. That is up to us. But it will have components, and one component is mind, that is man.
Um,
Pardon? Yes, so space is no activity. Space is no activity, mind is activity. This is all activity. Consciousness and material both are active.
Okay.
This space is no activity.
The energy in equilibrium is also there's no activity.
No.
So soul we consider as an energy, or how it can be considered?
Soul.
Soul,
Yeah, energy.
energy.
Yeah.
But
Energy
but
means
the-
activity.
Energy means activity, but
Yes.
in the space, all pervading, unlimited, no activity. But under that, it is written as energy in equilibrium also.
Yeah. So energy in equilibrium means no activity itself. So there is no fluctuation here. It remains as it is.
Okay.
So it is at the base. Energy in equilibrium is at the base of all energized units.
Okay.
For example, any unit is there. For example, this chair is there. This pointer is there. This isness is also energy. That very being is also energy. Now, while being is somewhat sometimes getting charged, sometimes getting discharged. So it is charged, so it is active. It is getting discharged, it is less active. Activity still continues. And its very being is energy in equilibrium. So being of a unit is also energy. This is being said.
But how we can consider or imagine the self? Is it like a energy or a light or
It's a unit.
okay? Activity is there. Now, how we can imagine self? Imagine means the picture is not there. Now, sometimes they say no during spiritual talks and all. They say you can consider that as a light, either between the brows or in the heart. The different terminology is given.
Yeah.
What are you going to talk?
Yeah. Now the point is when you try to image the self, right, without having even the clarity for the proposal, then it may be a little difficult. Otherwise, we can image it as an entity coexisting with the body. So I was giving some example here, right? Now you can see that if you try to observe yourself, you can see that you are with the body but different from the body. That you can see, that you can very much observe. You are there with the body but different from the body. It's only that our observation is not so sharp that we can see up to that level. For example, we're trying to observe the feeling in exercise 1. To begin with, we are not able to observe the feeling. We are mostly driven by thoughts. But with some further development, we are able to observe the feeling. Similarly, I can observe some more things within me. I can also observe myself as a complete entity, different from the body. So I can see that, yes, body is here. I am also here, but I'm not the body. So I can spatially move away from the body also. This is also quite possible. So once you observe something, it becomes a part of your knowledge. Then you don't have any doubt. Before you observe, you are only inferring that Anuman is there. So what we are trying to do, we are trying to make an Anuman, inference about the consciousness. It could be something like this. It could be something like that. But once you are directly perceiving it, right, through your own potential, then you don't have to infer it. You are able to see. For example, through our eyes, so many things we are able to see. So you don't have to infer whether she is sitting here or not. You can directly see. In a similar manner, we can directly see yourself. Then don't have to infer. Presently, we are trying to go by Anuman, inference. And then we are giving some analogy. It should be something like this. But there is always some issue involved with this inference or analogy. For example, one person was conducting a workshop in some place, and then he said that, okay, self and body are just like software and hardware. Body is the hardware, self is the software. Then one student said that, okay, sometimes software becomes corrupt and you have to reinstall it. What happens to the self then? So that analogy will not actually work. You have to, yeah, but some inference is fine. Inference is of course required. Otherwise, how will you ever make out also in your imagination that self exists? So you're trying to infer a conscious entity by looking at material activities. We are looking at the body, we are looking at the voice coming from the body, we are looking at the activities that I'm doing with the body. Okay. And then within me, through that anta, this internal direct perception, I'm able to see that yes, I think, I desire. Now that is also not visible like these material entities outside. In a similar manner, I can also observe my existence through my own innate faculty that I can observe. It's only a level of matter of developing the competence. So as our level of competence goes up, we are able to see. We can also see the space. We can also see how I am there in space. Now for that, developing the competence also, what is essentially required is my inquisitiveness, my desire to know. If the desire to know is there, I can very much do that. There is a story, about Narad Muni. So it is said that he was going by a river, then he found one person meditating. Then he said that, what are you doing? He said, I'm meditating. I want to see the God. Okay, very nice. It's such a humble desire, such a nice desire. Let me help you out. So he said that this person asked that how much time will it take to see the God? So he said that it all depends on you. So what does it mean? I have been sitting for so long, I'm not able to see. How can you say that it depends on me? Then he said, okay, let us have bath in the river and then I'll respond to your question. Then they both went to take bath. And while this person was taking bath, Narad Muni, what he did, he immersed him totally in water. And he did not allow him to come out. Right? And then after a few minutes, he brought him out. And then he asked, did you see God? Now, seeing God, I was trying to save my life. And what you did, you never told me that you will immerse me like this. And I treated you as a guru and you're doing this inhuman thing to me. Then he said that while you were being immersed in water, if you had a desire to see the God, you would have seen. You do not have that kind of desire presently. So we do not have that sharpness of desire presently. So that sharpness of desire to see the consciousness, to see the space is not there. So we are engrossed, and this is what is being said here also, that so long as I am living with the body, I am engrossed with so many things. I am fulfilling so many things with my body. I do not have priority for seeing the reality. Now, what is happening here? You can see under attending introductory workshop and coming to UHV VI, your priority has gradually gone up. Now you are all the time focused about asking about the self, coexistence, and things which are very pertinent to knowledge, right? In the introductory workshop, one might be saying, why I was forced to sit here? First tell me. Now your desire to understand has gone up, right? And this has to gradually go up more and more. So we can have that sharpness of desire at some point of time when I can say that to myself that yes, this is what I require. Like if you read Yog Darshan, Patanjali is saying that if you want to see the reality, you can see it very moment, this very moment. There is no delay as such. It's only that your desire to know has to be that much sharp, that much deep. If not, then you go by this Ashtangic mark. You do yam, then you do niyam, then you do asan, then pranayam, and finally you go to samadhi and then try to realize the existence as it is. Right? And even if you can't do that, then keep on doing at least asan every day. Right? And then when you get time, then you go for pranayam and then do for pratyahar. Let it take time. But if you are so curious to know, you can know it very much this time only. But that curiosity has to be there. So this has been said many times in many ways. There's another story about Narad Muni that he kept on roaming here and there. So he was just wandering in some place and then he found that one person meditating. So he was meditating below a banana tree. So this person said that I want to see the god. How much time will it take? Then Narad Muni said that as many leaves in this tree. He counted and there were 12, 13 leaves. With these many years, I don't have time. Then he moved away. Then he saw another person meditating, and he was meditating below a guava tree. Then he said that, and the same question was asked by him, how many years will it take? So Narad Muni said that as many leaves in this tree. He counted hundreds of leaves. I don't have time. I'm going. Then he went to another person. He was also meditating below a neem tree. Then this person also asked, how many years will it take? He said, as many leaves in this tree. He was very satisfied. At least I can see these many years, I can invest all my years. And I can at least see, I am going to continue. And the story says that the very moment he was able to see the God. Because he had that readiness that, yes, this is my only task that I have to do. Rest other things do not come to my priority. So the message is that we do not have that priority. And if we do not have that priority, then all those rituals come into picture. Do something at least, right? So many rituals have been made to keep the environment clean, to keep you healthy. For example, you will be watering the tulsi plant every day. So that will purify the air. And before you water the tulsi plant, you will have to take bath. So if you make that routine, you'll have to take bath every day. That will keep you healthy. And if you're going to do at the sunrise, you will have to wake up early. That will add further to your health. Okay, if you do fasting, then this digestion problem will get sorted. So many rituals have been made to keep us healthy, to keep the environment clean, okay, to keep us together. So many traditions have been made for marriage, childbirth, and all those things to take care of those who are together and to take care of those even who are not together. They have abandoned the body, okay, but still we try to relate to them. Now in the marriages, one good thing will happen that like marriage may take place just on one day, but you are there with your relatives for 7 days or something, and you will see that it has been a long gap since you met all your relatives. So it is a good, let's say, kind of gathering that takes place during marriages. Bring the whole family together. Similarly, during rituals, the whole family comes together. So that's how these have been made. Now, Shankaracharya made a kind of tradition that everyone has to go to all the 4 tirth at least once in lifetime. And that was to keep the country together. People from south will go to north. From north, they will go to south. From east to west, west to east. So that will bind the population together. Otherwise, people are living in their own pockets and they do not feel related. So that's how we'll see. So the rituals have placement in this manner. Now, if I am directly able to see my relationship with all, if I am having the feeling of love and compassion, I don't need to go for these rituals. Otherwise, I am fulfilling the rituals twice, thrice a year. I come to now south at least thrice a year. So I am fulfilling also that ritual. So now we can also go for some pilgrimage, or we can also go for conducting a workshop, meeting people. If the conference is held in Ghaziabad, so many people from all parts of the country, right? All the 8 regions came to Ghaziabad. Next time we can have it in Chennai. So everyone will come to Chennai. Then we can have in Bhubaneswar. Everybody will go to Bhubaneswar. Right? So these rituals have been made like that. Yeah. Now it so happens that we want to have respect. You are doing some ritual. I am also doing some ritual. Now people are coming to you, not to me. So what will I do? I prove that my ritual is superior. Isn't it? So how to prove that my ritual is superior? Then I will add some adjectives, some particularities there, that my ritual seems to be more superior than yours. Right? And then starts the false practices. Right? So for the sake of respect. Similarly, for the sake of accumulation, you are coming to me, I am doing some ritual, but what am I gaining out of it? Materially, I am not gaining anything. So I'll force you to give something to me when you are coming to me. So I'll again make that as a part of ritual, that okay, whenever you're coming to me, bring some money and give to me. Right? So these ways, the rituals take a bad shape. Otherwise, if you look at the intention behind those, it has been very novel. That yes, very kind of nice. Yes. Yeah. So basically, people have, like, with the lack of feeling of prosperity, they have to make money somehow or the other. isn't it? Now, if somebody dies in the family, so many people would be crying, but some would be happy that yes, now I have a package coming in. Isn't it? So that may happen. What? Yes, yes. Can we put that diagram here? That is in this 1.2. That would be here earlier also, maybe here. In the previous one should be there. Can we have that list? This will also do here. Oh no, no, not PDF, PPT. This can read? Yeah. It is here, I think. No. No, we have this one. Yes, yes. Nice. So now we can see what basically Advait, Dvait, and Vishishtadvait are trying to say. They are trying to denote the same reality in their own language. Then mind and internal organs, Antahkarana. So Vedant views the psyche as consisting of 4 faculties, Antahkaran, Chatushtay. Okay. That is read as Chatushtay. Chatushtay means 4. So Man, Buddhi, Chit, Chit and Ahankar. So mind is like psyche is consisting of 4 faculties. So mind is having doubt, perception, and sensory coordination. Buddhi, that is intellect, is having determination, discrimination, decision making. Ahankar, ego, is the sense of individuality and ownership. Ahankar essentially means I am not able to see my oneness with the existence. And Chit, memory, storehouse, is the retention of impressions. The existence diagram, no? Not here. Yes, yes. Here we can see. No, before that. I had hidden it earlier. Yes, this one here. Nice. So there's a famous poem no by Shankaracharya. Man buddhi chit ahankar chit Naham Shivoham Shivam Chidanand Rupam Shivoham Shivam Mano buddhi chittani ahankara Naham Chidanand Rupam Shivoham Shivoham. Then cognition process, if you see, so consciousness reflected in mind. So Chidabhash illumines sense data. Mind travels outward through the senses. Perception occurs when consciousness, mind, and object align. Knowledge, that is Gyan, is not created but manifested by consciousness. Right? Psychological drivers of human behavior. So desires, calm, and aversions, dvesh, drive action. Ignorance, avidya, is the root cause of bondage. misidentification of body and mind. Karma and impressions, that is vasana, the sanskaras, create personality traits and rebirth. What could be the various states of consciousness? Yeah, that are Jagrat, Swapna, Susupti, and Turiya. Now here comes the word Turiya. So these are 4 states. This we can understand. So Jagrat is when we are waking, right? Sense-driven, outward. Presently, this is the state of Jagrat. This is Jagrat. Swapna, while dreaming. So inner impressions become active. Then Sushupti, deep sleep, no duality, but ignorance remains. So deep sleep, Susupti. And then finally Turiya, transcendental consciousness, pure awareness, liberation. So here the word that was cavalier earlier, or moksha, it is being termed as Turiya here, the highest state. So we can see the highest state, how they have been named. So Turiya is here, then Apvarg, then Kavalya, then Moksha, then Nirvana, Keval Gyan. Ultimately, they try to denote the highest potential, to reach the highest potential. This is fine. So Jagrat when we are waking, Swapna when we are sleeping, but not in deep sleep. In deep sleep, there is no dreaming. Okay. And then Turiya essentially means that I am in the highest state. I have transcended. So generally one word is used as transcendence. So in the process of transformation, you'll see that there's some transcendence taking place. Transcendence means that you are making an effort. For example, in block B2, we are trying to do something. So our desires are getting evaluated, our thoughts are getting transformed, we are getting more peaceful, our expectations are changing, all those things are happening. But when I am able to see something in block B1, it gets awakened, right? That is called transcendence. I just move one step further, right? That is transcendence. I am moving further and further. Yeah. So I will not come back to the previous stage. That is also transformation. But to denote it rightly, this word transcendence has been used. And at some point of time, I'm able to see the whole existence as it is. I'm able to see myself submerged in space, right? This is final transcendence that takes place in me. Now that is an elevation within me, awakening within me. And when you are awakened to a higher level, you can just see how you were when you were living earlier. What was your state of imagination? What thoughts you had earlier? Now presently also people say no that, oh, earlier I was so reactive. Now no more reactions. Oh, earlier I was so much craving for good food. Now no more craving. So some change has taken place, but that is again at the level of block B2, right? Some transformation is taking place. At the level of block B1, when that activity gets awakened, you feel transcended, right? Cross that all.
Bhaiya,
And come to an elevated level.
Bhaiya, I have a question.
Yeah.
Like when you talk about transformation, you said like you move from one level to the other, which I understand. You are not supposed to come back to that level.
Yeah.
We should not come back.
Yes.
Okay, that's what, because I have come across this. There is a commercial guru whom we call Mahatriyara. He says like there are some schools in Chennai that follows his principles. He says transformation is a transformation when your own past seems to be the past of someone else.
Fine. In some sense, it is okay that you are no longer associated and you find yourself completely dissociated from that past.
Exactly.
You can never go back to that state.
Should not go back, or you can never go back.
Why would like to go back?
Okay.
Yeah. You are able to see that this is not the state I want to be in. I will not have desire.
We recall, right, sometimes.
Yes. Yes. Now, presently, no. Since we are operating at the level of thought, we feel elevated sometimes and coming back sometimes. For example, we say that while we are sitting in the workshop, we feel quite fine. But as soon as the workshop is over and we are in our workplace, our old traits start appearing. So that transcendence or transformation has not taken place, right? Then memory and impressions. So memory arises from latent impressions, sanskaras, which accumulate across lifetimes. These impressions influence habits, tendencies, and future experiences. This is something that we are aware of. Emotions and mind control. So mind is the source of both bondage and liberation. Uncontrolled mind leads to attachment, sorrow, delusion. Controlled mind, concentration, peace, bliss. So Vedanta prescribes these many measures for discipline. So Sham, calmness, Dam, sense control, Uprati, withdrawal, Titiksha, forbearance, Shraddha, faith, and Samadhan, concentration. So the way out, he's saying is Sham, Dam, Uprati, Titiksha, Shraddha, and Samadhan. This is the way out to reach the state of Turiya, or the final state. Now, liberation or moksha and psychological state. So, liberation is realizing one's true self as pure consciousness. In Advait, liberation is not acquiring something new, but removal of ignorance. So, they are saying that only that the layers of ignorance are there. You're not acquiring anything new, just remove that. Now, you will see that there are two poets. One poet in his poem says that I made a statue, I carved a statue, right? Then the other poet says that you have never carved the statue. Statue was there inside the stone. You just remove the extra material. Right? So these are two ways of saying the same thing. So the avidya is there. We are hidden behind this avidya, and the layers of avidya have to be removed. So basically, I am pure. The Atma is pure. Only that it has got shrouded with avidya, with all these imperfections.
How
Like-
can we understand that the person is a liberated person, and who will interview the liberated person, that whether he is free from fear, anxiety, attachment?
That is
and
a
all
project
this?
for you. Indication would be there. So now indication would reflect in his conduct, right? But whether he has been able to see the coexistence or not, realization has taken place or not, only that he can tell that he has seen. Pardon? It is prescribed there. So if we withdraw from the senses, it means don't try to gain happiness through senses. Okay, I'll keep it open. Yes, but I have met Nagraj ji, yeah, who propounded Madhyas Darshan, and I have met him.
Bhaiya, once the person is liberated person, freedom from fear, everything, absence of relationship, what will be his participation order, Bhaiya? And in what role he can participate to the larger order? Because he already attained, he became a liberated person. So where we could see his participation should be in the larger order.
So the participation would be in terms of relationship, harmony, and coexistence. He will be fulfilling the relationship with every human being with the right feeling. He will be participating in the harmony in the whole nature, right? And he will be always in the state of this visualizing the coexistence. He will be in coexistence with the whole existence.
Necessarily they are living in forest doing like meditation, that munivar we will see, no Bhaiya, not necessarily they cannot play or participate in terms of a relationship with the human being. They will be concentrating on their own self and doing their meditation.
Yeah, so we can again keep it subjective to our own evaluation. If the person is not participating, then do I call him a liberated person or not?
If he is coming into the different situation only, we can assure that.
Yes. So I told you, did I tell the story of Shankaracharya here? There is one story. So Shankaracharya took bath in the river, okay, in this Varanasi. And he was coming from the river, and then so Shankaracharya took bath in the river, person who propounded this Vedanta, Advait. And he was coming from the river. So at the same time, some scavenger was passing by and he touched him. And he got highly infuriated. I took bath, I'm such a holy person, and you scavenger, you touched me, you made me impure, right? And then this person said that you are saying it is Advait, you are the same. So how come you and I are different? How do you see the difference? And then he got stunned that all the time I am using words, I do not know the meaning. He is the same as me, right? So it is said that it became a turning point in his life. Take a mic. I could see that like on the recording, your voice is not coming if you're not using the mic.
But yeah, we see lot of godmen nowadays, like Sadhguru, Amritanandamayi. And do you think they have attained this liberation state because they are talking all Gyan?
See, I can tell only about myself.
As a resource person,
you-
also you can tell, Bhaiya.
No, you have heard
I am
them.
thinking
You should
resource
hear them
person,
talking.
they are aware of
You
everything.
should
So they
hear
can
them
also tell,
talking.
like, I reached the
What
condition or
of
this.
your lectures
No,
that
possible.
they are, because you just
That
have
will
said,
become an assumption for you. So I'll not try to make any assumption for you. No, no, no. I am still working. I have to work so much.
you already said that you know a person who has attained the stage.
Yeah, since you asked, so I told my experience.
So you know how to identify.
No, because I interacted with him. So I'll say that again, for example, I can make that inference about the other person. Unless I myself reach the state of realization, I can only infer. Yes, yes. So see, if you are having that right understanding in completeness, you will be living in harmony at all levels. You're taking care of health, you will production, you will producing physical facility for your family, you will taking care of the family, you will go for procreation, you will participate in the society. Unless there is a need in the society not to go for procreation or to be isolated from the family, but still you will fulfilling that relationship. So if you look at the human tradition will be formed by, like, if I have to be the foundation or basis for this human tradition, I have to fulfill all the responsibilities which will make the human tradition. Yeah, so again, the onus lies on the family.
I didn't get you.
The onus lies on the family
Okay.
to
It
go
lies
for
on.
transcendence. Yes.
Okay.
See, it's only that they are in my family, but I cannot dominate over them, no, to make them understand that you have to.
Sometimes we get influenced by the family members. How come he is able to do that? Is there any? Sometimes we get influenced by the needs or the request or the kind of participation of our family member will dilute our resolution, right? So, how he was able to overcome it? Did he said
No,
something?
so let us not talk about any other person. Like since Didi asked, so I just named one person, but there could be so many people who are liberated. Okay, so you can see their living. So the authentication is in the living, isn't it? Pardon? Teaching is a part of living. It's not that if I am living accordingly, I'll keep silent in one corner of the world. No, I'll go to the masses and speak. So it will be authenticated in my own understanding, my thought, my behavior, my work, my participation, my fulfillment of all responsibilities.
So basically, self-evaluation.
Yeah, so for the other person, you can only make an anuman. See, ultimately, whether you have come to see or not, only you can say. Others can make an inference. Now it can be a shabd. Okay, I can see that you have been always telling me the fact, the truth, right? And why will you tell something which is wrong to me? If you are saying that you have realized, then I can assume that yes, you have realized. So I go by shabd there. By looking at your living, I will go by inference there. But directly only you can perceive. Directly only I can perceive for myself that yes, I am realized.
But yeah, right now, like I'm a UHV teacher. So I have seen students like talking about liberation, being a transcendental being, and we have had discussion about all those things in the class. And during one such discussion, people were like also talking about the news which we had recently about the IT people who had left their job and they had gone for gone in search of moksha and they have gone to some godman and they got affected because of that. And so, how is this thing creeping inside people's like the new gen's head that they'll have to go in search of this moksha, and they are getting misled, and they are going to the wrong godman, and they are
That's why
getting
value education
affected.
is required in the classroom. If you make it effective in the classroom, they will not rush here and there. See, everyone is looking for solution, right? Now, the new generation is able to make out that by going by preconditionings, it will not work. Okay, but they are not working for right understanding. They might be going for sensation now. It's only switching from here to there, not leading anywhere. So ultimately, we have to work for right understanding, and that's why we are working so earnestly to make it an essential component of education. Unless value education is effective, unless the whole education is value based, all these things will happen, right? And then you will see that when you are there in the classroom teaching this course, students are looking at you and they are trying to see the authentication in you. So every teacher has to get developed, right? Yes. So attend weekly meetings, do projects, assignments, but at the base, try to be a pure observer. Okay. At least this much is very much possible. See, attending realization may take time, but you can try to be a pure observer at this very moment. I have seen that whatever may happen, you try to be a pure observer, see your feelings all the time, see your participation all the time, and this you can do every moment, even today. And once you are into this, you'll find yourself resolved. Only I can see that yes, this part is not clear to me. I have to clarify for myself, but I can see my role here. Even in department, in family, in society, with friends, many times people will say, for example, I used to go by carpooling. Somebody would take a car and I would go with him to the college. So people will say that why are you so composed all the time? I say that I am observing.
We are
So
trying to be
why
in the
to mingle
liberated
with all
state.
that nonsense that is being talked in the car? You know? Because many of them will be talking nonsense at times.
Yes.
So I'm saying that I'm observing. Okay, whenever I see my proper role, I'll speak.
We are trying to be in the liberated state always, as now also.
You are trying to be. Yes. Nice. See, don't try to be the liberated state. Try to observe. Otherwise, you will assume that I'm liberated and these people are nagging me. I am happy by myself. These people are making me unhappy. You know? So that should not be the case.
But yeah, even talking with this, we don't know whether we have met people who have totally liberated, but definitely there are people who are moving towards it. Even in our family, without knowing these terms or whatever we have learned, there were people who will be guiding us. So every time when I have a problem, when I go and tell my grandma, she'll just tell me, just the competence only, but she will tell in her own terms. அவங்களுக்கு தெரிஞ்சது அவ்வளவுதான், உனக்கு நிறைய தெரியும், நீ தெரிஞ்ச, you have been brought up in a different way, so you have to manage it in a better way. Don't quarrel with them, don't fight with them. So these were the things that were taught to us right from our childhood, all of us. So it was nothing but the competence only. So you have a better competence level, so you better make them understand what is the things rather than behaving like them. So that will aggravate things. So these
Yeah,
were
so,
also
right.
some.
So few things are here. See, the natural acceptance is there in everyone. The natural acceptance is there in everyone. Okay. Then sanskar is also there in everyone, and there are some positive sanskars also, good sanskars, right? And those sanskar can be used for guidance. The only challenge is in completeness, which can come with realization. Because you may see that grandma has been guiding me so well, but at times I found her hating that person, for example, or not liking that person, or getting against that person, or quarreling something, for example. Then you can't see the completeness. And when you do not see the completeness, you start looking for alternative. Then this person is not complete. What should I do? Yes. So see, good sanskars are there in everyone. Isn't it? Yeah. So for example, a person may be telling lies so many times, but he tells his name correctly every time. So that can be taken as a good sanskar. And he's taking his name correctly, isn't it? So the way out is Sham, Dam, Uprati, Titiksha, Shraddha, and Samadhan. So liberation and psychological state. So liberation is realizing one's true self as the pure consciousness. In Advaita, liberation is not acquiring something new, but removal of ignorance, that is avidya. The liberated person, Jivan Mukta, experiences freedom from fear, anxiety, attachment, supreme bliss, Anand or Paramanand you may say, and equanimity, Samatva. Absence of doership and ego. And this is another thing. So it has been said that akarta, you have to be akarta, you have to be non-doer. And what does that mean essentially? Non-doer means it's not that. So what we are saying here, that the self is the seer, doer, and experiencer. But here it is being said as be a non-doer. Non-doer essentially means that I am participating, but the outcome is coming out of coexistence. For example, I am speaking, but the way the class is proceeding is out of participation of everyone. Every human being here, light, AC, board, projector, all those things put together, the outcome is coming. So I cannot say that I conducted the workshop. I am playing my role in the workshop, everybody is attending the workshop, and we are playing our role, and the outcome is by virtue of coexistence. In a similar way, like you are cooking in the kitchen, but you are not doing everything. The oven is there, the pan is there, the vegetable is there. Okay, by virtue of coexistence, it is being cooked. You are just deciding what to do. So being akarta essentially means that having this understanding that the outcome is coming out of participation. It's not that I am going to make that outcome, isn't it? Now you will find a similar thing being said in Gita also, that we are karta, but drashta is yours. You can be the seer, the drashta, right? And again, it is said that come out of the bhokta bhav, the karma. Karyakarta. Oh, Karyakarta is a volunteer. You are a Karyakarta. So that is something. No, Karyakarta is some word in Hindi that means a volunteer. So there are so many volunteers for the workshop. So they are Karyakarta. So in political parties, you will have Karyakarta. Right? Karta is the doer. Kar is the work. Yeah. A doer of work. So non-doer, is this working? Iska volume. The non-doer essentially means that I am able to see that I am playing my role. The outcome is subject to so many things participating together. Isn't it? I can see this every moment. Nice. So the key psychological implications. So self-knowledge is the highest therapy. Removes root cause of suffering. Now this is, you will see that in this all philosophies that came up in India, it is being said that ultimately knowledge is the therapy. Whatever you do are superficial. Knowledge will remove avidya, and that will ensure happiness, peace, satisfaction, bliss in you. Right? So no other thing is going to make a sustainable solution. So even if someone is having so many disorders or issues, okay, so we have to take him to this path of right understanding. That will only sustain the development. Otherwise, everything would be temporary there. And here you can say that many times, no, for the psychological disorders, the patients are given some medicines. The medicine suppresses. That works at times, well and good, because at that time the person may not be able to work for all this. It suppresses at the most. But ultimately, one has to work for right understanding so that one does not need to depend on the medicines again and again. So finally, you'll see that this is the therapy. Mind is an instrument, not the self. Its purification, that is Shuddhi, is essential for mental health. Emphasis on meditation, detachment, and self-inquiry, effective for stress reduction and emotional resilience. Personality is dynamic, influenced by past karma, but transformable through right knowledge and practice. So the psychology here, so human psyche, how it has been seen in Uttar Mimamsa. So consciousness is the essential nature of self, that is Atma, eternal, self-luminous, and identical in Advatva, or related in Vishishta Dvait or Dvait to Brahman. So the, yeah. Yeah, so basically now if you look at it, you can also interpret as if you are the soul here, realization, and these all are your instruments. So what is saying ki man buddhi chitta ahankar, I am not that. These are here, man buddhi chitta ahankar. I am Atma, Chidanand Roop, Shivam Shivam. है ना? Yeah, so basically one way of looking at it could be I am this only, these are my instruments. This is another way of looking at it, and this is fine to some extent because ultimately my seeing, yeah, okay. So ultimately, yeah, ultimately the pure observer is here, and there is impurity here, and that impurity because of the false impressions within me, and I have to get rid of that. So I can call this whole because this is going to be one unit forever. So I can call this as I or self. But since this is the pure part and this is all impure and it has to get pure, so I can term me as this also. So many times mind, buddhi, man, buddhi, chitta, ahankar have been placed here. So here, like the word is man here, we are calling it vichar here, but sometimes buddhi word has also been used. Chit is here, ahankar is here, and atma is here. And what is being said is that this atma is pure, right? And this is one with the space, Brahma. Only that I am not aware of it. So I continue as a unit. But the moment I see myself submerged in space, I feel related to all. I become one with the whole existence. Now let us use the word Atma here. Atma is the potential or the place in the self for realization. Okay. It is, let's say, a dimension of self to realize. So here is Atma. Now this is the word that we're using UHV. If you look this and try to look at Vedanta, Atma is here and Ananda is here. So this is Atma, Man, Buddhi, Chitta, Ahankar are here. They remain together, but they are impure because I am looking at myself as the body. Chit is the dimension of imaging and contemplation. Chit. Yeah, Chit is the faculty in you to contemplate. The sanskaras are there at the level of Chit. Yeah. Now, if you look at what Buddha is saying that this Chit has multiple sanskar. I want to get rid of it. So he's not talking about Atma here. He's also not talking about Buddhi. He's talking about to Chit. And the sanskar there, right? And the Vedana here with the body. Shankar is saying that Atma is here and it is one with the Brahm, right? And these Man, Buddhi, Chit, Ahankar are impure because I'm not able to see my oneness with the Brahm. I'm identifying myself with the body, right? I have to get rid of this. And this is Maya. Identifying myself with the body, with the material world, not able to see the Brahm, it is causing Maya in me. I have to get rid of that. And once I am able to see my oneness with the Brahm, I am liberated. I am in the state of Turiya. I have transcended. So that is fine. Whether you call yourself as here or the entire thing, that is up to you. Now, if you look at it, human being is both self and body. Within the self, we have block B1 and B2. Here we have imagination, we have the dimension of understanding. In block B1 also, we have this dimension to realize. So I can look at it in three parts: realization, then rest here, and then rest here. That is also possible. Finally, these 10 activities have to be understood. And now you'll see that different terms have been used for denoting these 10 activities. Now there is some faculty here. So the faculty to select and test has generally been called as man. The faculty to analyze and compare has been generally called as vritti. But if you look at Yoga Darshan, vritti has a something different meaning, because he's saying all the fluctuations that are taking place in the imagination of vritti. Right? Then here we have chit, here we have buddhi, here we have atma. Now buddhi, which is illusioned, is ahankar. So long as I am not able to see my oneness with Brahma, the Atma is not able to see the oneness with Brahma, right? This is illusion. There is a whole illusion here. That can be termed as avidya, that can be termed as sanskar, an effect of sanskar, that can be termed as Brahm, Maya, whatever you say.
As the purification for mind is required, and there is no washing powder, nirma, or surf excel to wash away all our impurities from the mind. So it's very difficult actually, because it has to come
No,
from
there is a washing powder. That is workshop. It is a different kind of washing powder.
Okay, then for us to wash away everything, all the impurities, we need self-knowledge. Like Saranya's grandma, not everyone will be avoiding quarrels. Somebody will come out of the house every day and they require what can we do right now, and what type of quarrels we can create today, and what person is who are the persons available to whom we can create quarrels. Like that, people are coming out of the house every day morning. People are there.
Okay, nice. So what kind of nonsense? I'm not getting what kind of nonsense you are saying.
See, actually, like they are opposite to my flat. Like they are the owner. So actually, there are 4 blocks over there. Like 4 portions are there. So like in the second floor, 2 portions are there. So that lady is staying in the opposite block, and they are owners. And I am a tenant over there. For my owner, I am a tenant. So they are not letting any tenant to stay in that house, because they want to enjoy freedom freely. They want to use all the space, the terrace and everywhere they want to use. So they will create all the problem. So they have freedom to roam everywhere, but I don't have any freedom. If I go to the terrace, she will come, she will follow me, and she will come and stand what we are doing. Even if my kids go to terrace also, she will come. And while
Yeah,
drying
so
the
the
clothes,
solution is, first of all, have a dialogue.
yeah, like, so I don't have any contradiction. Like she is staying at home, like alone, like her husband also will go for work, and son also, like he will be leaving, like she is alone. So I have some understanding. So she is fully in home, so that she is behaving like that. But for her mentality, I should not leave, I should not leave my peace, right? So even Sunday is the only day we are getting off from work. Morning itself, she will ring the calling bell, and she will call for some fight. Like, why you didn't, like, latch they will do in, like, for the terrace door, the like latch will be done by my kids. But there will be a small lock will be there. Why you didn't put that lock on the latch? Like
Yeah.
that,
So
she will create some
some
issue.
psychological problem.
Ah.
Either she comes to a workshop or goes to a psychiatrist. You know?
So all these things, like if we dry the clothes on in the terrace, no,
No, so
she will throw off some clips out of it.
yeah, so I'll say that invite her to your house, okay, and have good food with her, chat with her, and listen to her. Yeah, if you do not make any such program, then that difference will continue. So do we break now or at 12, 11? No. Do we break now or at? Pardon? Okay, fine. So fine, we can break for now. We can discuss this after we come back. Nice.